Happy Monday. Welcome to the Daily O. I'm Erica Stevens.
And I'm Mia Muhi, and this is tonight's news. 5 bystanders are injured and 1 robbery suspect dead following a Sunday night shootout between police and the suspect in Louisiana. The shootout stretched over 2 New Orleans city blocks and came after officials confronted a suspect of 2 armed robberies that took place this past week. New Orleans Police Department Superintendent Sean Ferguson says it's too early to tell who fired the bullets that hit the bystanders. 4 of the victims are listed in stable condition, while 1 was listed in critical condition Sunday night. The New Orleans Times-Picayune reports the innocent was 10 reported shootings across the New Orleans region over the weekend.
A Florida 6th grader now faces charges of disrupting a school function and resisting arrest after a confrontation earlier this month that began with him refusing to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. A recent affidavit shows the Lakeland, Florida 6th grader student told his teacher he thinks the flag and national anthem are, quote, racist against black people. The teacher and student had a dispute that resulted in the arrest. The school district says students are not required to participate in the pledge, but the teacher who made the decision to arrest the student was unaware of such rights. The student was taken to a juvenile detention center and suspended for 3 days. This past weekend saw 2 more national stories of note. For more on that, we send it to Thomas Fleming for today's What's Trending segment.
Erica, a grand jury has reportedly been convened in Illinois regarding new allegations against R&B singer R. Kelly. Kelly was the subject of a recent 6-part documentary, Surviving R. Kelly, which saw over 1.9 million total viewers and became Lifetime's highest-rated program in more than 2 years. The Cook County State's attorney would not confirm grand jury proceedings are taking place. Last week, attorney Michael Avenatti announced he had given prosecutors a video that allegedly shows Kelly having sex with an underage girl. Kelly was arrested for child pornography in connection to a similar video back in 2002, but was acquitted 6 years later. Kelly denies all of the accusations. In other news, Papa John's pizza chain is offering to pay all tuition for undergraduate and graduate online degree programs. The offer is being given to Papa John's 20,000 or so employees. Papa John's is also offering reduced tuition for the 70,000 people who work in its franchises. Classes must be taken at Purdue University Global, which offers several online degree programs. It's all part of a new initiative called Dough and Degrees. The news comes as Papa John's continues to deal with the fallout involving its founder, John Shatner. He resigned as chairman last year after he allegedly used a racial slur during a conference call. That's all for this past weekend's trending stories. Back to you.
Thanks, Thomas. In local news, one of the university's longest-running traditions is starting this week. Varsity Review is celebrating its 90th year at OSU. The show features the Greek community, where 8 fraternity and sorority pairings each showcase a 10 to 12-minute performance and compete for awards. The show raises money for the United Way of Payne County. It starts this Wednesday night at 7 p.m. and runs through Saturday. You can purchase tickets on the OSU Fraternity and Sorority Affairs website.
State forecasters predict tomorrow will be yet a tough day for weather in Oklahoma. The National Weather Service reports much of central, northern, and western Oklahoma will likely receive snow and freezing rain. Parts of the state could see up to 4 inches of snow, while ice accumulation will also be a factor, especially in central and southwest Oklahoma. The state had a similar ice storm just 2 weeks ago, where the Emergency Medical Services Authority and Highway Patrol reported over 150 wrecks across the state. The National Weather Services predicts the storm should start around 11 a.m. tomorrow morning.
And finally, Oklahoma teachers could soon be receiving a pay raise. The House Appropriations and Budget Committee passed House Bill 1780 last week, which would allot a $1,200 across-the-board pay raise for public school teachers. The bill is one of many that the state legislative committees acted on this past week. Others include an increase the number of days a substitute teacher can work during the school year, and a decrease in the year of experience required for a master's teaching certificate. Bill 1780 now heads to the House floor.
And finally, an intriguing story to close out this segment. The dating app Tinder has inspired the creation of a new farming app in England.
The app Tudder, which is a mix of Tinder and Udder, allows farmers to It allows farmers to match with cows on the dating app.
There are many organizations here in Stillwater. Most people think high school is the only way that kids can prepare for the challenges of higher level education. But there's one program that has helped develop Stillwater teens into successful college students and members of the community. Our Jacob Strum and Taylor Spearman have more on local organization, the one young man who used it to grow not only as a student, but as a leader as well.
College is a unique part of life, and college students find a wide variety of ways to spend their time outside of class. Some play sports, some get involved in Greek life, and others join clubs on campus. Some college students, however, continue participating in organizations they joined years prior to college. Such is the case for Oklahoma State Aerospace Engineering student Matthew Markham, who often spends his Tuesday evenings at Stillwater Regional Airport, just as he's been doing for the past 7 years.
I'm just here to give back to the cadets that are entering and at least give them a friendly face to see.
Markham, you see, is a cadet in the Civil Air Patrol, an organization that has been around since 1941, although many have never heard of it. The cadet program takes in youth between 12 and 20 years old and teaches them about aerospace, community service, and leadership in a military-like environment. First Lieutenant Ryan Lewis is one of the adult leaders of the Stillwater unit of the Civil Air Patrol. He says the Civil Air Patrol can help prepare teenagers for college.
Some of the things they learn here translate very well into the academic world. We do quite a bit of, academic material here at the squadron, and so it really kind of prepares them for, the next level of, academic development, whether it's, college or trade school or whatever they choose to do.
Lieutenant Lewis has known Cadet Markham for years, and he has noticed how the program has helped him to grow.
He has always been just an absolutely stellar cadet. He's been with the program for several years now, and I think over that time we've seen just a remarkable amount of growth and character development from him. When I first started with the squadron about 4 years ago, he was a bit younger and still really trying to find himself, and I think the program has really helped him find his voice and become just an absolutely sterling young adult.
Although most cadets are in middle or high school, some stay into the program into their college years, like Cadet Markham. But even for those that don't, the skills taught in the Civil Air Patrol can help them feel better prepared for the rigors of higher education. High school senior Joshua Branch is the top-ranked cadet in Stillwater. He feels confident as he prepares to transition to college life.
It has definitely helped me prepare by giving me different study habits, teaching me how to study certain texts that I'm not exactly enthralled to be studying, and helping me with time management.
Some cadets go on to join the military, as both Markham and Branch say they hope to do. Others choose to stay on the civilian side. Either way, there is always something to get out of the time they spend in Civil Air Patrol.
Helps you adapt either into the military or look at something that you may not have thought of that you might enjoy.
Thanks, Jacob and Taylor. For more information about the organization, you can visit their website or like their Oklahoma Wing CAP Facebook page. OSU has a major event you'll want to know about coming up in the next future. With more on that, let's send it across the room to Erica and a special guest who can tell you how to make an impact on one of Stillwater's local organizations.
Volunteers at Cowboy-thon raised money for the Children's Hospital Foundation this week. Jace Dawson, a freshman here at OSU, is here to tell us more. Thank you for being here, Jace.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. Would you tell us a little bit more about what Cowboy-thon is?
So basically what Cowboy-thon is one of OSU's largest student-ran organizations on campus, and basically what we do is throughout the entire semester, we just try to raise money for kids at the local Oklahoma Children's Hospital. So that way they can further their research and basically give people the opportunity not to have to leave Oklahoma, and they can have health care and opportunities for those kids in their own backyard.
That's awesome. So how did you get involved in Cowboy-thon?
I heard about it when I was doing like the coming onto campus a lot and getting enrolled. And so a lot of my friends were in it last year, so they were like really encouraging me to do it. And I thought, you know what, why not help some kids who really need it? And so I just applied, got interviewed, and that's how I got into Cowboython.
Awesome. So this Saturday was your big event, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So our main event is basically just 12 hours of dancing and just having the kids there. And so we actually had kids come, they were miracle children. And so a bunch of people in Cowboython got to meet with them, talk to them, hear their stories, and throughout the day we just like listened to music, dance, had competitions, games, and then we had like push hours where we would just try to raise so much money in a certain amount of time. And so yeah, it was a very fun day. Your legs hurt by the end of it, but getting to see like the kids' reactions at the end of the night when our big reveal happened was just like so worth it.
I'm sure it's so worth it. So how much did you all raise this weekend for Cowboython?
We actually raised $122,496.16.
Wow.
Yes.
It's really exciting.
It was very awesome.
Well, can you tell me about what your favorite part of being in Cowboython is, or what your favorite part of the event was?
My favorite part of being in Cowboython was actually they require you to like go tour the children's hospital. Okay. And for me, like I had never really been there before. I've heard of it, but I'd never gotten to go there. And so being able to go and visit and seeing where these kids are like most of the time was just like very impactful and really made sense of why we do what we do. Just getting to see what our money is going to, the opportunities, and everything that these kids need is just so amazing. That was probably my favorite part about being in Cowboython.
Awesome. So what other events lead up to the main event on Saturday?
Well, I know if you're on campus, you probably see a bunch of us like at tabling in the library, tabling on campus. But we also have hot dog Fridays that we do where someone's dressed up as like a hot dog, and we just do that to raise money. And we also, like, if you follow some people on Instagram who are in Cowboython, we do a lot of push days where like at the beginning of the year we try to raise $20.19.
Okay, awesome.
And so yeah, we just have each of our own personal goals, and we just do like push days a lot.
Perfect. Well, lastly, how can you donate to Cowboython from now on?
Through the end of February, you can donate online at cowboython.org, and then anytime you can Venmo at Cowboython, or you can take cash or checks to room 211Q in the Student Union. And any money that they raise, even though our event is over, it'll go to next year's Cowboython. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jace, for being here. And there you heard it, folks. Cowboython was this weekend, and they did an amazing job for the Children's Hospital Foundation.
Thanks, Erica. Again, you can get involved or donate on the Cowboython website at cowboython.org. Now, before we finish the news for today, let's take a look at this week's weather. So on Monday, we're going to have a high of 39, a low of 26. Tuesday, we're going to have a high of 36, a low of 29. On Wednesday, we're going to have a high of 46, a low of 29. And then on Thursday, we're going to have a high of 51 and a low of 32. And that's it for today's news, and we'll be right back. And when we return, we'll cover everything that's sports related that happened over the weekend.
In my mind, I was never going to walk right again. Before we were through, we had walked 23 steps. And that was my first steps of freedom. This patient is saying thank you.
What is arts and sciences?
We aren't all about the arts.
We like to think of ourselves as explorers.
From exploring the human mind
to discerning the building blocks of the universe.
We don't just read books.
We don't just sit in the classroom.
And we don't just solve problems.
We seek to give everyone a voice.
In a variety of approaches.
We tackle the big issues.
By understanding complex social structures.
And even understand the small ones.
We take passions to new heights.
But stay grounded.
We tell stories.
Of the past.
Of the present.
And work to predict the future.
We like to think with a little preparation. Some dirt under the fingernails.
And some self-analysis.
You can do anything.
With nearly 100-degree plans to choose from.
Where will your arts and science degree take you?
Connect, achieve, succeed.
The number 5 ranked Mizzou Tigers in Columbia, Missouri. It was a narrow win for the 14-0 Cowboys as they nearly lost when they dropped 3 matches in a row before the intermission. A sudden victory, courtesy of Derek White, cemented OSU's 19-15 victory against the Tigers. Cowboy wrestling will be back in action on February 24th in Gallagher-Iba Arena against the number 3 Iowa Hawkeyes. The matchup many look forward to will be when Dayton Fix will take on Austin DeSanto. In other OSU news, Mike Boynton and his 9-16 Oklahoma State Cowboys will be looking to end their 8-game Big 12 conference game losing streak as they take on Jamie Dixon and the TCU Horned Frogs tonight in GIA. The Cowboys will want to avenge their 70-68 loss at the buzzer to TCU when these teams last met in Fort Worth in early February. Boynton will have another tough matchup as he continues to deal with managing time for the Cowboys' small roster. So little players, so much time. Tip-off will be at 8 p.m. Be loud, be proud, wear orange. If you're unable to make it to the game, it will be available on ESPNU. Moving on to professional basketball, NBA All-Star Weekend took over Charlotte, North Carolina last weekend, and the NBA players made their presence known. The Rising Stars Challenge showcased some of the up-and-coming talent around the league as the Team USA defeated Team World 161-144. Kyle Kuzma of the Los Angeles Lakers took home the Rising Stars Most Valuable Player trophy while leading Team USA with 35 points. The fundamentals of many players were showcased in the Skills Challenge as Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics won the event. Tatum launched up a half-court shot to beat former Oklahoma Sooner and current Atlanta Hawk Trae Young. An unusual player took home first place in the three-point competition as Joe Harris of the Brooklyn Nets beat out the likes of former three-point competition winner Stephen Curry and Devin Booker. Oklahoma City Thunder rookie Hamidou Diallo stole the show in the slam dunk contest with a dunk over NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal. Diallo paid homage to dunk contest legend Vince Carter by doing the forearm through the rim dunk that shocked the world in the early 2000s. In the NBA All-Star Game, Kevin Durant showed up everyone. The back-to-back NBA Finals MVP scored 31 points and secured his second All-Star Game MVP, helping Team LeBron James defeat Team Giannis Antetokounmpo 178-164. Oklahoma State baseball started its season over the weekend with a series win against UT Rio Grande Valley, and Cowgirl softball had a couple of tough matchups in the St. Pete Clearwater Elite Invitational. For more on that, here's Reed Spencer and Logan Mosier of Ocali TV's One-on-One.
Well, we certainly hope so. Well, Cowgirl softball and Cowboy baseball had successful weekends. We'll start with Cowboy baseball. They go to UT Rio Grande and take 2-1, claim their first series of the year. A good start for the Cowboys because there's, I think, you know, the last couple of years, obviously they win the Big 12 tournament to get themselves into the NCAA tournament play 2 years ago.
Right.
Squeak in last year. They've got a couple guys that were on that team that went to Omaha 4 years ago that can hopefully kind of preach that motto of getting to the next level because they really haven't been able to done that. Honestly, they've underachieved the past couple of years.
Yeah.
A good start, not a great start. Obviously, they win Game 1 10-3, lose Game 2 2-5, and pull out a victory. Obviously, win the series in Game 3 3-1. Mitchell Stone recorded his first win of his career, and Ben Leeper posted the first save of his career. So people are, they're getting there. But I don't want to overreact against, especially UT Rio Grande Valley. I mean, no disrespect to, I don't even know their mascot, no disrespect to UT Rio Grande Valley, but there's big opponents coming up. I mean, you have Wichita State at the beginning of March, a team that you struggled with. You have the Dodgertown Classic where you're going all over LA, USC, UCLA, and Michigan. And then before you get in to Big 12 play, you have Dallas Baptist. And then, of course, you have K-State, the TCUs, the Texas of the world, and especially Texas Tech, probably the best team in the Big 12. And, oh, by the way, you have to go out and play the defending national champion, Oregon State, in Corvallis in May. So this is a tough stretch, a tough season for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. But I think if they can pin themselves, use that senior leadership, they might be able, maybe, make it to Omaha. It is really, really hard to do to get to Omaha.
Yeah, no, like you said, they have guys that are on that roster from that World Series run they had a couple of years ago. A challenging schedule, and I think we'll know later on in the year what kind of team this is. But like you said, the past couple of years, they've seemed to have started slow, then played maybe their best baseball at the end of the year, but then still fall short. And I think last year was actually the opposite. They started out super hot, they were playing great, and then they fell off at the end of the year. We'll have to see what this is. We'll have to see what this team is as we go forward. Like you said, a tough schedule, playing Oregon State. The Big 12 is honestly a really good baseball conference. So we'll have to see. I'm hoping, like you though, they can make a run to Omaha and maybe win a couple of games there.
Well, we got just less than a minute here, but their key is winning games, like every LSU team, winning games that they're supposed to win. Cowgirls softball, they go down and lose their first two in the St. Pete Clearwater Elite Invitational, but they go 3-2 the weekend, get a Saturday sweep. They beat Utah, Cal, and Hofstra. Big fourth innings on Saturday, but good start to Cowgirl softball and baseball.
Thanks to the one-on-one crew for their sweet analysis of the Oklahoma State baseball and softball teams. The Daily O will be right back after these short messages.
It's okay to be undecided.
Connect with the College of Arts and Sciences, where your options are endless.
Where you can uncover your passions and achieve your goals.
Express your creativity by exploring a career in the visual and performing arts.
Investigate new discoveries to make the world a better place with a career in science.
Advance knowledge, communicate progress, and contribute to a healthier planet with a career rooted in the social sciences.
Discover your career by looking at the world from different perspectives through the humanities.
Realize a better tomorrow through problem solving and mining data that can change lives.
CAST prepares you to succeed through internships, study abroad, student-guided research projects, and service activities.
With 109 majors, 52 minors, and 24 departments, the only thing missing is you. College of Arts and Sciences.
Connect.
Achieve. Succeed.
When you have a team of physicians and nurses that really truly care about their patients, that translates into patient care.
It's a small practice, it's a small town. Everybody really takes that time to put the patient first.
Everybody cares what's happening to me and that I'm making progress and I'm gaining my freedom back and my mobility back. This patient is saying thank you.
This spring, I invite you to shop in downtown Stillwater. Downtown Stillwater is home to locally owned shops, boutiques, eateries, and dependable professionals that you can trust. Find the perfect gift for your graduate, have a delicious meal with mom, or just stop in to enjoy great spring savings. By creating a demand for local goods and services, you can ensure a place for the local businesses that help give our community character and keep it unique. On behalf of Downtown Stillwater, thank you for shopping local.
What is arts and sciences?
We aren't all about the arts.
We like to think of ourselves as explorers.
From exploring the human mind
to discerning the building blocks of the universe.
We don't just read books.
We don't just sit in the classroom.
And we don't just solve problems.
We seek to give everyone a voice.
In a variety of approaches.
We tackle the big issues.
By understanding complex social structures.
And even understand the small ones.
We take passions to new heights.
But stay grounded.
We tell stories.
Of the past.
Of the present.
And work to predict the future.
We like to think with a little preparation. Some dirt under the fingernails.
And some self-analysis.
You can do anything.
With nearly 100-degree plans to choose from.
Where will your arts and science degree take you?
Connect, achieve, succeed.
Welcome back. Two very familiar television staples are coming back to your television. Nickelodeon is reviving All That this summer. The show could be best described as Saturday Night Live for kids and tweens. It originally aired in the 1990s and the 2000s and launched the careers of several well-known performers, including Nick Cannon, Amanda Bynes, and Kenan Thompson. In fact, Thompson, who's now regular on Saturday Night Live, will serve as an executive producer for the new All That. Nickelodeon says it expects some of the old cast members to make an appearance. No word on when the new All That will premiere. Ready for another round of Let It Go? Anna and Elsa are headed back to the big screen for Frozen 2. Disney dropped the first trailer for the sequel Wednesday. The teaser starts off with Queen Elsa talking on a stormy ocean. It also shows other favorites from the original, including Anna, Olaf, Kristoff, and Sven, the reindeer. Frozen 2 hits theaters November 22nd.
As far as weather goes, it's looking pretty chilly for the rest of the day. And the weekend, grab your jackets. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast.
I think that's last week's episode.
Thanks for not turning us off. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you Monday.
What is arts and sciences?
We aren't all about the arts.
We like to think of ourselves as explorers.
From exploring the human mind
to discerning the building blocks of the universe.
We don't just read books.
We don't just sit in the classroom.
And we don't just solve problems.
We seek to give everyone a voice.
In a variety of approaches.
We tackle the big issues.
By understanding complex social structures.
And even understand the small ones.
We take passions to new heights.
But stay grounded.
We tell stories.
Of the past.
Of the present.
And work to predict the future.
We like to think with a little preparation. Some dirt under the fingernails.
And some self-analysis.
You can do anything.
With nearly 100 degree plans to choose from.
Where will your arts and science degree take you?
Connect, achieve, succeed.